Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Airships Conquer the Skies. Today's beverage is a highly refreshing lemon and lime squash, very nice indeed. So just a short video for you today. There's been a patch released for Airships, and among other things, it's brought in a new weapon system. Now I've seen a picture of it, and you'll see in the thumbnail what it is, but I've not actually tried it out. Let's go to Design and Fight and to the Airship Editor, open up our weapons and scroll down, and we will find eventually the mechanical tentacle. This has recently been added as of the time recording. It costs 196 generic units of currency, requires technology biometrics tier 4, a steam operated robotic limb capable of smashing and crushing your enemies. Very nice indeed. Tentacle, piercing damage 40 and grabs one enemy crew. Weight is 300, HP 250, requires a unit of coal every 3 seconds, so no ammo. Operators is 2, recommended 2, and it is slightly flammable. So unlike another melee weapon, we could call it, I guess, the saw blade, this thing does blast damage and has a rate of fire of 5 per second. So this is about basically doing as much damage as possible to the contact point where you go to them, and this thing is quite a long reach. As you can see, it doesn't actually tell me what its reach is. The reach of this one is 13 meters. I'm guessing the reach of this is as far as that tentacle can extend. We've seen similar things before in the game when it comes to the campaign mainly, where we find like the mad professors or the mad scientists creations where they've got a gun and one of these as well, and you know they're about, but this is the first time as far as I can recall them being added to the game apart from mods. So let's just go over to open design and we'll scroll down and see what we can retrofit. Probably a bluebird would be probably quite good, because this thing requires suspendium ray requires a unit of coal. So if we remove that, we can fit a couple of these in. Now this isn't going to be like a long video of us trialing this out. It's basically just going to be put that on there, see what it is like. So yeah, there we go. So there's the bluebird, which I don't think we require a telescope. I don't think a telescope is really necessary, but I will remove probably this. Do I really need the fire extinguisher back there? Probably not. Where else can I put it though? I could probably put it there, and at least we do have now a fire extinguisher. And let me just double check the overlay. That seems to be fine. Everything else seems to be correct. We're going to remove the crow's nest on the back because we just don't need it. Cruise 15, recommended 13. Command every 2 seconds, which is good for a melee vessel. The speed is not too bad. Service ceiling is very poor though, so ideally we want this to be further up. But as I said, this is not in any way, shape or form a design a ship to use the mechanical tentacles. It's to try them out and see what they are like. So we're going to rename this, and it's just going to be testbed 1. That's all it's going to be. We're not naming the vessel specifically to like have it the standard airborne things, so bluebird, bumblebee, goldfinch, etc. This is just the testbed, and let's leave that and go back over to combat and we'll try this one out. That is a nice beverage, but I'm a bit distracted because my fingers absolutely reek of vinegar. I've just pickled some eggs, so yeah. A bit distracting. Anyway, over to our airship and to the test bed, which is a bit annoying because it's right near the bottom of the list, and there you go. So it is got a very poor service ceiling, but as I said, we are testing the weapon system out. 989, so back over to airship and we'll see what we have roughly around that cost. There's a tragedy, which it can go maybe in there. Let's just try that out. So start that immediately, and you can see, oh, the tentacles, they are going to grab. They really do want to grab there. I'm going to go for quarter speed and then tell it to move forward, and I wish you got normal speed. And what's going to happen is the tentacles are curling around, and then, oh yeah, see that? So they sort of hit it like a sort of backhander there. They backhand it a little bit, and oh, they are actually picking away at that, and we've lost the suspendium chamber. Yep, go back up, there we go, and we're picking away at this thing. I wonder if I can just go back behind it, but we are picking up crew, so it's making a hole in the ship, and it's starting to pick up crew as they go past. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. There you go, so that's one crew there, and what happens to the crew? Well, grabbed hold of both, and oh, there was a bit of a squidgy noise and a bit of red mist appeared, so I'm going to guess that they have been turned into jam. I would say so. And as you can see, these are not doing a huge amount of damage to this. I'm assuming they can destroy modules, but I mean there's no reason why they can't. But as you can see, what's mainly happened is we've taken out a lot of their crew. And hang on, is that it? Is that defeated? Is that all of their crew removed? Don't say we've taken out all of the crew. It is possible. No crew. We have completely decrewed it. So we've done decrewing before, but that's mainly fire can do that, but normally the ship blows up beforehand. and boarding. You know, but it wouldn't say no crew, it would just say boarded or whatever. So let's see. Yeah, we caused a bit of damage as well. Death 0, accuracy unknown, module damage 114, damage taken 600. Okay. And we used half our coal. Let's try that again. Go to maybe a rainy day there. So add airship down to the bottom, test bed 1, put it in place. Gonna add a land ship in. We've got Strider. Oh, we've got the llama. Let's see if we can pick apart a llama, shall we? Now I have a feeling this is not going to go too well because of its yeah, it does cause a lot of damage to the llama, and we've rammed it anyway, so okay, I'm going to try and get round behind it. I'm guessing anyone on the crow's nest is not going to, well, they're gonna suffer quite a bad fate, to be honest. And I'm trying to move, and it's just not happening. This llama is trying to, yeah, it's trying to unsuccessfully getting me. Just got a ram to there. No, it's flip. I want ram to there. No, it's not working out. Yeah, I was going to say this is successfully just pushing away. Okay, so that's going to be a loss because we have lost all suspendium. So unless it gets closer, we can't do any melee. Oh, there you go. Look, we are attacking. So it's all curling round and putting holes in the side and grabbing them. But I'm going to leave that because that is a loss. Back over to combat. We'll try that again. Airship down at the bottom. Get the test bed. Put the test bed in, and we'll put a building in this time, so a silent watcher. That is 996 crew. So again, I'm not going to be very accurate with this because I just want to try out, see like what it's like in terms of its weapons. So like how quickly can it decrew something like this. So I am going to fly straight over the top, although what will probably happen is me shave the bottom off, which is actually not happened. We managed to get up and round, which is good. So down to there, I'm just going to turn it round and park it. Good, it's a bit... It lumbers around a bit, I'll be honest, a bit ponderous. But there you go. Oh, look at that! So these windows there, it seemed to they open up and grab them from that. I don't know if that's a known thing that they will take it from all of these windows, which is, yeah, I mean that's good for us, but bad for them. Yeah, it seems to be just grabbing them and taking them away. We've only got 3 rifles on us as well, and if we look at our outside view, you can see we are armoured in metal there. So we're just basically peeling away. It seems to be just grabbing the crew from these windows here. I know when you make it, you can specifically say no windows or no windows, I believe, for the armor. But yeah, we're just basically grabbing the crew here. I mean, I don't know how this would work in terms of cost. So if you had, say, a vessel that was 1,000 points of these tentacles, which was 196 points each, so you get 5 of them basically. And then everything to make it move, you're talking about maybe 1,600 and change. That's the bare minimum, you know, not accounting for armor and other things. And we are going through a lot of coal. But what we're best off doing, and I probably should have done this a while ago, is ground the vessel, so we're not using any suspendium. But even then, this is a lot of coal we're going through, and we've got 2 of the standard coal stores. Now, what's happening now is it's absolutely belting the vessel, the structure, should I say. And I don't know why it's hitting it. It's obviously trying to break through to grab something, I would guess. I wonder if there's any crew wandering around and such. Supplies of coal are getting low. I'm guessing the accuracy is 100% on these. We've not missed. See, it's just hitting all of these. But I don't know if there's any crew left. There seems to be... Is that a crew? No, that's not crew there. I think that's just a bit of a painting or a map or something. That's probably the command center there. So I'm not entirely sure. Oh, bit of fire going on there. Not entirely sure what we are hitting this for. We're totally out of coal there. Oh, grabbed another crew member. So there was a couple, and there still is a couple, probably. We are defeated, but it is on fire. I think we would win that if we just waited, and the fire would sort of burn through that. Doesn't tell us, I don't think, how many crew we took. Okay. Back over to combat then. Have a day fight. Add in the airship. Put the test bed on. And land ship. The boar, that's a ramming vessel. I mean, we could put the elk in place. If we had an elk, I mean, we'd just have to spam these things. Would it work? I have no idea. The fun's going to be in finding out. We need a couple more. So, that's very close. We're on 3,956 versus 3,998. Okay. Start it then. And let's see what happens. Let's move to there. It's obviously going to have to try and outmaneuver me. But it's got loads of the guns pointing forward. But you can see what's happening here is we are just grabbing all of these crew. And it's only able to shoot one. Sadly, it's shooting the one that's about to fall out the sky. So I'm going to preemptively work over the top here. And we're going to get shot by flak. But if we get round the back, hopefully we can get some good damage out. There we go. Oh, we've lost suspendium. Or at least one suspendium. Is it one suspendium or both? We seem to have lost one suspendium. No, both. Definitely both. Alright. And this tentacle's gone as well. There's some crew hanging off the side there. Still picking away at the crew. And we've pinned this in now, so it can't go any further back. But obviously, we don't really want to do much more than what we have. I'm just going to ground these. There we are. This one is totally out of water, so that's just burning from stem to stern. And this thing doesn't seem to be firing that often. That's, I guess, one of the advantages with these tentacles is that if you've got a fire, obviously people tend to fire. If they need to reload, they'll do that. And if they need to fire guns, then they'll do that as well. But if you're constantly taking the crew when they're doing their tasks, yeah, we've decrewed it. We've managed to decrew it. I wouldn't have thought that. Obviously, we've lost probably 3 out of the 4 vessels. This one's lost. This one's definitely lost. And this one, technically it says 2 survived, but yeah, technically no crew. Yeah, that's one of the sort of soft stat advantages, I guess you could call it, where we are able to grab crew. And if they were, say, headed to reload with ammo, if they were ready to fire the gun, you've just taken the crew off. It can't work. It's not, it doesn't automatically fire or anything. Okay, one more thing then. We'll go for a airship, and I'll put in something that I know we can probably reasonably take on. What are we at again? 900. The unmatched. Too high a service ceiling. As I said, this is not a testing of a design per se, more of a test of the weapon itself. I mean, they all go hand in hand, you understand, but still. Just going to check their service ceiling. They've all got a quite high service ceiling. There's the HMS Vanguard. We'll try one of those. We'll just put it in here. It's a very unfair test, I admit. But it is just about trying to see, grabbing the crew and such. There's the weapons going out there. Where's the call to say? This would work very well with a tether. So you fire, you grab onto it, and then you tether yourself to it. It means that then you can obviously start picking away at it with impunity. Now, putting aside the weapon for a moment, this actually is not a bad hull to mount this on because it's got okay speed, it's decently armoured, and the main thing is we've got 2 seconds between our orders that we can do, so it means that we can keep up with this. I mean, this is moving, but we're able to keep up with it. Like I said, if I was going to make a proper vessel with this, I'd certainly put in more coal. Coal seems to be a bit of a problem there. I would probably put maybe another tentacle on there. A harpoon, almost certainly, but it depends on how we decide to, work that. So, but a harpoon, a couple of those would grab it, and then, there you go. It's figured out it can actually go further above us. But yeah, harpoon on it, drag it down. Have a higher service ceiling would certainly be of some benefit. Okay, when we've taken loads of crew there, and it's coming back, and as you see now, it's hitting this thing. So I'm going to assume that it's very low on crew because we are just. Oh yeah, there you go. There's one going past, and we grabbed him, and yeah, it's just falling out the sky. There's another one walking past as well. There he is. There you can see they're going. Oh, he's been grabbed, and looks like the whole thing's going to blow up, and there's secondary explosions all over the place. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Limited sample set, admittedly, and this was, as I said, just a short video on checking that thing out there, no crew. But so far, that seems to be quite effective. It's very fun for a start off. 196 generic units of currency for each one. Piecing damage is good and grabs crew. You pair a couple of those up, maybe 3, with a harpoon gun. A couple of those. One top, one below, probably. And then fire, grab. You'd have to put a couple of buffers so it doesn't smash into the front and do that. And then you just hold it there while you take the crew off. It's very similar to what we've done previously with the saw blade. The difference being the saw blade, it's sort of a them or us scenario. You start cutting away and you just pray that you're going to destroy them quickly. Whereas these, because they're grabbing crew, there's a like diminishing effect for the vessel. Either way, that's been a bit of airships and a little look at the mechanical tentacle. Pretty cool, seems to fit in with the game, and overall pretty fun. If you have any suggestions for ways we could use it, vessels to put it on, whether it be airships, land ships would be probably quite good as well. Just walking up to some structures and taking all the crew off, that would be pretty good as well. But if you have any suggestions for builds or maybe retrofits that we can do, then by all means let me know in the comments, and as always we'll go from there. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.